What was that? What was it? I don't know what that was. That was scary. Wow, there's hardly any names in this jar of names. Anyway, sorry, I got one. Oh, yeah, this is good as well. Right, so yes, this video is for everyone, including, but not excluded to, Julian Ham. Yes, that's a good one, because actually Julian Ham saw his name on that Try Creating Summit we did at the weekend. Anyway, this is Cup of Tea podcast. I have the cup of tea right here. I'll bang it on the table so you know it's there. And if you want to skip ahead in this episode, you cannot do that one, because that is last week's. You can skip to... it's in the comment, my first comment. You can skip to this week's topic, this week's update, which is important, this week's book club, this week's question, this week's goals, and the comment of the week. And yes, I've got some pictures as well this week. I have no idea what they are because I couldn't be bothered to sort through them. I'll do that later. Sorry. You know, these things happen. Anyway, let's get on to the update then. Right, so, unfortunately, we have a bad week coming up. It's not been a very good week recording-wise. Because... for some reason, the audio didn't record for the game on all of this week's episodes. So that was episodes, whatever they are, Assassin's Creed, all of them, all of the Harvest Moon. So I had to sort of do some fancy editing and re-recording just to make it all look a little bit better. So for example, Harvest Moon was pretty simple. I just got the music and put the music in because obviously there's not many sound effects. So it looks alright, it sounds okay. I think it passes, it could pass. Like, it looks a bit jarring if you're watching it. But if you're sort of half watching it while doing something else, it seems fine. It's not too jarring, so it should be okay. But yeah, I managed to do all that with all like the what's it called, the festival music as well. I did all that, so that should be all fine. The problem started when I got to Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, because obviously that is quite heavy on the old like dialogue in the smoothies. And you got all the sound effects as well, so it's quite heavy on that, so I had to try and sort that out. So what I did is I re-recorded all of the missions, because I could reload the missions from the DNA folder and replay them, so I did that. And then obviously there's a few things I couldn't replay, like for example, getting some recruits for my team of assassins. So I had to I basically read off what they said, so you can still hear what they say. But yeah, obviously you don't hear any music, so I'll put the music in personally. Obviously, that'll get flagged like mad with copyright, so I can't do that. But obviously, yeah, most of the big things, the main things like the story missions and everything, they've been fixed. I re-recorded them. But some of the smaller things like dealing with my assassin recruits, and pretty much that, to be honest, just dealing with the recruits. There's obviously no sound apart from my talking. But hopefully you won't mind too much, and it's only for this week. Obviously, this is every so often this happens, just for me personally, to make sure that everything's recording right. This is like a jarring moment where, you know, next week basically I'll check everything, make sure I should, and that's obviously, what's the word? It sort of refreshes my memory to make sure I double check everything before I record. And also we've got something else bad as well with the pointing at the weekend. For some reason, I seem to have been missing the last 10 minutes or so of it. I don't know where it's gone. I must have deleted it. Or I thought I carried it over and I deleted it from the... Like, I got two hard drives. One I record on, one I actually edit on. I must have recorded it, thought I moved all of them over to the other hard drive, and then I must have deleted all the 4 and only transferred the 3. So I don't know where it's gone, but it's gone. So sadly, we missed out on collecting some flags, which some of you probably won't mind too much, but some of you... Maybe. I personally bothers me, but you can't change it now. It's happened, so we'll have to deal with it. But that's that. That's the updates. That's the bad news. But yeah, let's get on to this week's topic then. So, I'm going to talk about the videos coming up. So last week we had a Cup of Tea podcast episode 49, 6th of the 7th, 2015. Harvest Moon Back to Nature episode 43, Winter is Coming. Assassin's Creed Brotherhood episode 17, Now Recruiting. Harvest Moon Back to Nature episode 44, Farming King. Assassin's Creed Brotherhood episode 18, Welcome to the Creed. Harvest Moon Back to Nature episode 45, A Clash of Fish Kings. Try Creating Something episode 14, Homemade Paper. And Assassin's Creed Brotherhood episode 19, Getting to the Map. Right. Yes, yeah, alright. And this week we have a Cup of Tea podcast episode 50. Oh yeah, welcome to 50 episodes, by the way, I forgot to mention. 13th of the 7th, 2015, and then Harvest Moon Back to Nature, episode 46, Promising Sapling. So yeah, again, that's obviously got the problems with the audio. All of these videos have, apart from, obviously, the podcast and the Try-Sit video at the weekend. But we've got Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, episode 20, The Man from Prussia, is out on Tuesday. I pretty much go straight into re-recorded stuff at the beginning, actually. You won't really notice until after that 10 minutes or so. And then on Wednesday, we've got Harvest Moon Back to Nature, episode 47, Gone to the Dogs. Same thing, but we've got a festival. 10 guesses which one it is. Thursday, we have Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, episode 21, Da Vinci Day. Guess what we're doing? Again, yeah, that's a problem with getting recruits. Obviously, I couldn't record the audio for that because I've already done them in that site. You can't really play those missions. So, there's a few bad things with that one. Harvest Moon Back to Nature, episode 48, Purple Cookies' Sheep Eeyore is out on Friday. Same audio problems. And then we've got, obviously, the Tricentennial video at the weekend. And then on Sunday, we have Assassin's Creed Brotherhood Episode 22, Century Pointing, which has no audio whatsoever. And sadly, we did lose about 10 minutes of that for some reason. I don't know where it's gone. So it's only 17 minutes long. But some of you might like that. Some of you might not like the pointing. So you probably don't really care about that one. But that's just happened. And that's it for the topic. I suppose I just in case I want to talk some things out as well, I have watched some films. What films have I watched? I watched Noah, which was good. It's a little bit strange because it's not what you expect, but it's a little bit jarring, but it's quite good. I watched something, what was it called? The Bling Ring, which is based on a true story, which was really bad. I never want to stop watching a movie halfway through. I kind of did with that one. The only redeeming feature in that film is you sort of either love the characters or you hate them, judging from obviously how they portray them. I kind of hated them. Like when they got captured and it's obviously taken to court and set 15 years or whatever it is in prison. I actually wanted them to go to prison because I just dislike these characters because that's not my sort of lifestyle. It's not what I, what's the word? It's not something I idolise. So yeah, I think it's quite. That's probably the redeeming feature. But the film, the film in total was not very fun. What else have I watched? I watched This Is the End, which was funny, but and then what else did I watch? I watched something else as well. Something else that was religious. It was Exodus, Gods and Kings, which was pretty cool. But they sort of skimmed past a lot of features related to Moses, like his brother and his sister. Like they just sort of passed over. Like, this is your brother. Never mentions him for the rest of the film. But that was quite good. I enjoyed that one. I also I bought something. I'll show it off later in another video sometime. But I bought an Assassin's Creed statue. It's the legendary Altair one. They're going for like 50 quid on Amazon. It's pretty cool. It's the one where he's on top of a bell. I love it. Goes up next to my pirate one. Okay, so that's it. Let's go on to book club. Book club, I'm reading. Here it is. Lady of the Rivers by Philip Gregory. Not sure. Did I read this last time I was here or did I just start it? I'm about halfway through. I haven't read it in a while. But yeah, it's pretty good. It's very similar. It reminds me a lot of the writing style of Pillars of the Earth, which I really enjoyed. It's slightly different. Like they do go through their lifetimes very quickly. I mean, halfway through and she's already like 40, 50, the main character. And it's rather strange. Like I can see, I like you find out about the War of the Roses, which is a time I don't really know much about. So I'm finding out a little bit about that, like how it started, which is because the king and queen that were in power at the time weren't very forethinking or pre-planning. So obviously that caused a lot of problems. And well, the houses of York and Lancashire. No, the other one, the red rose and the white rose. One is York. One is, I think it's Lancaster. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that one. I can't see it, but I think it's that one. Yeah, but the book's quite good. Not the best I've read, but it's pretty good. I'm enjoying it. Better than some other books I've read, but less than some others. About midway, I think, then. Right. What else we got? Mention Monday. Let's go over to that sort of stuff then. Where are we going? Down on the list. So, Mention Monday. These are the people that commented on last week's videos. And if you want to get into the jar of names, then pretty much just place a comment between now and Sunday and you will get in the jar of names. But we have Horia, Dragonlord55511, Fat Horse 2, Toby Clinically Insane, Nick Perot, Samantha, Sammy Strickler, Gliv Glove, and Julian Ham, who was on the Mention Monday this morning because he said he saw his name in the jar of names and now it's pulled out of the jar of names. And that honestly was a coincidence. I was thinking about it when I was pulling it out. Okay, and what have we got next after that? Is it Q&A? It is a Q&A. Right, Dragonlord555 says, hello, Sir JDTwoSixTwo. I have a question and a riddle for you. Question. What's the name for the modern UK coin called today? Right. Well, the main system is called Great British Pounds. What have we got? We've got 1p's, 2p's, or pennies. 1 penny, 2 penny, 5p's, 20p's, 50p's, £1 coins, £2 coins, and then £5 notes, £10 notes, £20 notes, and then a £50 note, and maybe a £100 note. But I've never seen one, so I can't complain about it. I can't sort of say about that one. But I've seen a 50. I've held a £50 note. It's red. It's cool, or pinkish. What else we got? The riddle. What has a single eye but cannot see? Hint: it is an object you use for sewing. Ah, that is made of metal. You poke yourself with it, you are not careful, and you attach a piece of string or thread to it. It's a needle. It's a needle. I was going to say something like a word that has one I in it, but no, it's a needle. It's a needle. Anyway, Nick Pro also says, or doesn't also, says one time, says, podcast question, will you ever play Assassin's Creed Syndicate? I presume you mean in a Let's Play style. Yes, both I will be doing, of course. Assassin's Creed is my life, sort of. I haven't played it in real life just yet, but hopefully I will soon-ish after I've done Skyrim, which we'll talk about at the end. And yes, I definitely do Let's Play. All the Assassin's Creed games I will. Pretty much the only ones I won't do are the handheld ones. So like Assassin's Creed 1 to 2 to Brotherhood to Revelations to 3 to Assassin's Creed Syndicate to Rogue to that Liberation, which is on a HD console now. I'm also going to go on to the new one, which is Syndicate, which is what you're talking about. Oh, for some reason I thought you were talking about Unity. Sorry. So we're doing Assassin's Creed Unity as well, and I'll be doing all of them if I can, which I pretty much can because Ubisoft are very good with YouTube Let's Plays and stuff. So yes, of course, Nick Pro, definitely, 100%. What's next? Subscribers? It is. Right, this subscriber count has got up to 1,053, and we have actually got 3 people. It was last week 49, but it's gone up by 3 names. I don't know why. Some people don't like their names to be read off, so I think they make it private. But we have, to the team, we have Yoga MP, Paul Rockwell, and XX Jolteon XX. So welcome to the community, and hopefully you enjoy and stick around and become a common commenter and all that stuff. Right, question now. Right, last week's question was, what came first, chicken or the egg? Horia says the egg came first since they have been around a lot longer. Than chickens, which is true. I did not foresee this fact. Eggs have obviously been around a long time with chickens, but I think the question, well, obviously when people say that question, they mean a chicken egg or an egg, but obviously no, that's very well picked up on Horia. An egg did come first. And DragonLord55511 says, even though I'm not an expert when it comes to what came first, chicken or eggs, I only say that eggs have been around much longer than the chickens, although some dinosaurs have one bird-like feathers. Yes, I agree. That's the same sort of thing there, where you said about the eggs, which is very true. And then Nick Pro says, the chicken. Right, now, my theory is, it depends on what you believe. Now, obviously, you're very true, the first two, about the egg coming first, because, what is it? Because dragon eggs. Oh dear. Dinosaur eggs were around before chickens. But in relation, if we're talking about a chicken egg, which came first, a chicken egg or a chicken, then you've got to think about it. If you're religious and you believe God created the world, then he made a chicken first. Like, he just made a chicken. Like, chicken. Like, poof, chicken. But if you're not religious like I am, and if you're not religious, because I'm not religious, that's what I mean, then you'll probably have to believe that the egg came first. Because if you think about the theory of evolution, there was at one point where there was something that was very, very, very similar to a chicken, but not a chicken. Very, very similar, like one chromosome out of being a chicken. And then that chicken laid an egg, which that egg hatched into what we now call nowadays as a modern chicken. So therefore, the non-chicken that was very close to a chicken had to lay the egg, which grew up, which hatched into the proper chicken, which we call today. So therefore, the chicken egg came first because obviously its daddy or mummy lay eggs, was a half chicken, or no, like a 99.9999999% chicken gave birth to the 100% chicken, if that makes sense. That's how I go with. But of course, you were right by saying a dinosaur egg came before a chicken egg. But yeah, if we're going with the chicken scenario, that's what I believe. Right, what's next? Oh, what's this week's question? Right, this week's question. Right here, I have a book. What book is it? That's the question. No, the book is a notebook. I am starting to write down things to make my videos better. What have I got so far? I've got the 5 Ps. It's like some sort of way I'm going to break down how to do my videos properly. Like, it's got 4 Ps: planning, progress, people, personalize, and pointing. All those things I'm going to try and think about when I'm planning videos. And I've got other improvements as well, like the video thumbnails are going to make the numbers bigger so you can see them more. I'm going to try and start to leave on cliffhangers as well. You may have noticed this week with Assassin's Creed, I try to leave on some cliffhangers. Obviously, Harvest Moon I can't. And then I'm going to try and skip travelling and waiting around like I do anyway. And just basically more stuff about what I'm going to be talking about and how I'm going to be talking. So yes, I asked ages ago if you have any ways of how me to... can't speak. If you have any ideas about how you think I can make my videos better for you or in general, let me know. Now is the time to start thinking about it. So you can leave it now, or you can save it until I do a proper video about it. But yes, very soon I'm going to ask about how you can think I make my better videos better. Like anything you got planned, like what you like me talking about, what you don't like me talking about, what you think is pointless. Try not to include pointing, or how you think I can make pointing better, even though pointing is pointless. That is why it's called pointing. But yeah, let me know anything you wish. If you want more, I don't know. Yeah, it's in your hands now. That's this question. Like, start doing your homework for what you want me to do better, and if you can let me know now, roughly, I'll write it down in my book. Well, what else we got? Some birthdays. No, this week's comment. This week's comment goes to Toby Clinically Insane. The first part is Dr. Lily is amazing. Its effects hallucinogens have on fish. Yes, which is basically his hints towards who this Dr. Lily is, because I have no idea what the connection is. So he's trying to hint it to me. But the actual bit that I thought was really good at this is he says, and the book of good farming said, never harm the herd. Never harm the herd. Which I think is quite clever, and I might use that. So that's why I've chosen that week's comment, because I like that. Plus the hint system about trying to hint at who these sheep names and cow names are, and chicken names. Obviously, that's quite good as well. So that's why this is this week's comment. Right, birthdays. There are no birthdays this week. I hope Horian had a good birthday last week, but if you have a birthday, let me know when it is. I'll write it down. And that is this week done. Right, last week's goals were to play Skyrim, to plan 2 videos. I've only done 1 video. I haven't played Skyrim yet. I'll do it later. And the other one was something I can't remember. But yes. So unfortunately, no, goals are not really working at the moment. So this week's goal is to do something. That's my goal, is to do something. Hopefully get on track quite fast and then just get something done. Whether it be Skyrim, planning, whatever. Just get something done. What else is left? Hints. Last week's hint was something to do with paper. Paper with a twist. Yeah, homemade paper. Making paper out of paper. But it's scrap paper, not proper paper. Right, and then this week's video for the weekend, the hint is the end. That is all I'm going to say. And what else we got? I think that is about it. It is so... I've written down text. What does that mean? Text. Text. Text? Am I going to ask you to text me? I don't think I am. Oh, unless I was supposed to write T. Yes. And I was already thinking about the next word, which is next. So it's like a combination of next time and tea. Finish my cup of tea. It's like text, you know. Anyway, yes, I'm going to finish this cup of tea. Or start in this case. And yes, and I will say until the next time we meet, farewell, and what I love most about rivers is you can't step in the same river twice.